What you got already? Let's go with
What do Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and retail investors have in common? They're investing millions into brain tech startups. Elon Musk is a pioneer in a number of industries, from electric vehicles to space exploration. But one of the billionaire's more controversial ventures is NeuraLink Corporation, a brain implant designed to help correct neurological disorders and provide connectivity between brains. Since Musk founded the company, a number of startups have cropped up to compete, mainly Cycron, a company that counts Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos among its investors, recently received 75 million in venture capital to compete with Neuralink. One unexpected group that is investing millions into this area is retail investors. Because of recent changes in federal law, anyone can invest in high growth startups on platforms like Start Engine and WeFunder, including investing in Start Engine itself. These platforms host hundreds of startups and allow everyone from retail investors to billionaires to invest in high growth startups. Venture-backed TrueBrain is rising on the platform and has seen substantial traction. TrueBrain previously raised over 2.3 million from thousands of retail investors for its Food and Drug Administration (FDA) cleared wearable brain technology. According to Deep Knowledge Ventures, investments in neurotech companies have increased over 600% from 1.1 billion in 2014 to 7.1 billion in 2021. The neurotechnologies market is expected to nearly triple over the next 10 years to 38 billion. While it's not small, the market is largely undeveloped with no established players, meaning startups are looking to stake their claims now in hopes of a big payday in the future. Many of these companies' technologies revolve around medical uses. TrueBrain's wearable technology is designed to reduce stress and anxiety. Cycron aims to restore lost functions with neuroprosthetics, allowing the restoration of neural pathways in patients with severe paralysis. Reports surfaced in early 2022 that Apple Incorporated started work on a brain computer that interface (BCI) similar to Neuralink and Cycron. While Neuralink's technology is focused on medicinal uses, Musk has touted it as a means of connecting individuals' brains to one another. According to Musk, this would allow telepathy of sorts between Neuralink users. Users will allegedly be able to communicate with other Neuralink users utilizing only their minds. Musk has also demonstrated the ability to communicate with electronics using Neuralink. This can be seen in the video Neuralink produced of a monkey using the technology to play Pong using in early 2021. And that's it.
All right. Now you see what he's doing. Let's go to another slide.
Musk expects brain chip startup Neuralink to implant first case this year.
They can use it on any other name they want to use it. But it's in the Bible. We're going to get that in a few minutes. Continue.
Billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk expects his brain chip startup Neuralink to start its first human trial this year, he said on Friday in France. Speaking at the Viva Tech event in Paris, co-founder Musk said Neuralink plans to implant a tetraplegic or paraplegic patient during a webcast monitored by Reuters. While Musk didn't specify how many patients his company would implant or for how long, it's looking like the first case will be later this year, said Musk, who is also CEO of electric car maker Tesla, social media platform Twitter, and the SpaceX rocket launch company. Last month, Neuralink said it received U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) clearance for its first in-human clinical trial, a critical milestone for the startup as it faces U.S. probes over its handling of animal experiments. The FDA acknowledged in an earlier statement to Reuters that the agency cleared Neuralink to use its brain implant and surgical robot for trials, but declined to provide more details. If Neuralink can prove its device is safe in humans, it would still take several years, potentially more than a decade, for the startup to secure commercial use clearance, experts earlier told Reuters. The company is also competing with other neurotech companies which have already implanted their devices in people.
Yeah.
Musk has missed timelines on his public pronouncements about Neuralink before. However, on at least 4 occasions since 2019, Musk predicted that Neuralink would soon start human trials. The company, founded in 2016, first sought permission from the FDA in early 2022, and the agency rejected the application, citing dozens of safety concerns. Reuters has reported some of the issues involved in the lithium battery of the device, the possibility of the implant's wires migrating within the brain, and the challenge of safely extracting the device without damaging brain tissue.
Yeah.
Neuralink also faces federal scrutiny following Reuters reports about its animal experiments. Last year, Neuralink employees told Reuters the company was rushing and botching surgeries on monkeys, pigs, and sheep, resulting in more animal deaths than necessary as Musk pressured staff to receive FDA approval. The animal experiments produced data intended to support the company's application for human trials, the sources said. In one instance, in 2021, the company implanted 25 out of 60 pigs with the wrong size devices. All the pigs were subsequently killed, an error that employees said could have been easily avoided with more preparation. In May, U.S. lawmakers urged regulators to invest whether the makeup of Neuralink's panel overseeing animal testing contributed to botched or rushed experiments after Reuters reported on potential financial conflicts on the board. The Department of Transportation is separately probing whether Neuralink illegally transported dangerous pathogens on chips removed from monkey brains without proper containment measures. An agency spokesperson said on Friday the investigation is ongoing. Neuralink has also been under investigation by the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Office of Inspector General for potential animal welfare violations. This probe has been looking at the USDA's oversight of Neuralink. An agency spokesperson didn't immediately respond to a comment request. Meanwhile, the company's valuation has shot up in recent months. The startup was valued at close to $2 billion in a private fundraising around 2 years ago, and is now worth around $5 billion based on privately executed stock trades. Reuters reported this month. Neuralink employees who sat on the company's animal board, which has come under federal scrutiny for potential financial conflicts, stood to benefit from the implant's quick development. Neuralink stock that some of the employees hold has jumped around 150% in value in just 2 years based on the secondary trades, Reuters reported.
All right. Now we're going to a video of this brain chip that's being produced.
The United States Food and Drug Administration has finally given their approval for Elon Musk's brain implant company NeuraLink to begin their first ever clinical human trial. Let that sink in. This is not just a big deal for NeuraLink, but it is an amazing new opportunity for the field of neuroscience. Brain-computer interface is nothing new. It's been around since the 90s, but the approach that NeuraLink is taking with their invasive BCI implant is entirely novel. The way that this company is leveraging modern technology to create an ultra-high bandwidth interface directly into the cerebral cortex is light years ahead of anything that has come before. The window of opportunity for Neuralink to change the world is open, and here is how they're going to do it. On May 25th, NeuraLink announced through their Twitter account that they have received FDA approval to launch their first in-human clinical study. Now, that's not necessarily an all clear to start opening up people's skulls right away, but it is a big first step on that very important path. The FDA acknowledged in a statement that the agency has cleared NeuraLink to use its brain implant and surgical robot for trials on patients, but declined to provide any more details. This is a moment that has been 7 years in the making. The startup was founded by Musk in 2016 with a grand vision of curing all brain diseases, reversing spinal cord injuries, and correcting disabilities, plus some other stuff about interfacing the human brain with artificial superintelligence to prevent a Terminator-style apocalypse, but we're not going there today. Waiting on this approval has felt like a much longer time because as early as 2019, Elon was making predictions that human trials were coming very soon. And then it became an annual occurrence for Elon to assure us that NeuraLink trials would happen by the end of this year. But at an official NeuraLink show and tell event on November 30th, Elon and his team stood on the stage and promised that FDA approval was coming within the next 6 months. That turned out to be pretty much bang on accurate. And the FDA announcement actually came as a bit of a surprise to us, having read this Reuters special report published on March 2nd, which explicitly stated that the FDA had already rejected NeuraLink's application for human trials based on safety concerns. And going on what was said in the text, it kind of appeared like the company was essentially dead in the water. Within the multi-thousand-word article, Reuters refers to more than a dozen unnamed sources who claim to be both current and former employees of NeuraLink. According to their uncited reports, NeuraLink is a widely unsafe, recklessly fast-paced work environment that is littered with dead animals. Obviously, from where we are sitting, there's no way for me to know the real truth of the matter, but either the Reuters article was based on wonky, inaccurate accounting, or the FDA just doesn't care and approved the technology anyway. And that's all we're gonna say about that, because honestly, it doesn't matter. Regardless of what may or may not be going on behind the scenes, NeuraLink is approved to move on to the next phase of development right now. And we'll just have to see how that plays out, and let the results speak for themselves. We still don't know the specifics of the clinical study, but we do have the indication that it will involve up to 10 patients at the most, and these people will be chosen based on their specific physical disabilities or illness. It's really important to remember here that this device and the related surgical procedure is new, and therefore it is dangerous. There's no getting around that. Any volunteers for the test will have to decide that the risk of death or further damage is still better than remaining in their current state. NeuraLink has stated that their first practical application will be relatively simple. The goal is to allow a person who suffers from full body paralysis to control an electronic device like a computer or smartphone using only their thoughts. And this is a concept that NeuraLink has already demonstrated successfully in their animal testing with the macaque monkeys. In April 2021, NeuraLink first introduced Pager, the Mind Pong monkey, and they showed that a totally normal, healthy-looking monkey could play a simple video game using nothing but a wireless connection between his brain and a computer. Then, 2 years later, on April 18th, NeuraLink posted a screen capture to Twitter that claims to be a demonstration from the same monkey Pager, still alive and well and operating with a new upgraded NeuraLink implant. In the video, the company says that Pager is again using only his mind to wirelessly control the movements of an on-screen cursor and click on the blue boxes. NeuraLink writes that the monkey has already achieved up to 88% the accuracy of an average person using a mouse. So, if this is what NeuraLink has already been able to accomplish just by training a monkey, then the possibilities for a human user should go much further. NeuraLink has theorized that a person using their device could actually have better control over a smartphone than someone using their hands. But this
Make your comeback with a community of support at Purdue Global and be more prepared than ever.
is still only scratching the surface of what NeuraLink will truly be capable of. Fuel the content you love with the Tesla Space and Space Race store. The store will be live on Sunday, May 28th, but here's how you can get exclusive early access and interface is pretty simple. Your brain is essentially just a ball of soggy electric meat, and it controls the rest of your body by generating specific electrical signals and then firing them out through your nerves and into your organs. organs and muscles. Those electric pulses are like the programming language of the human body. Your brain is sending commands.
Cut off me, guy.
Oh, yes, sir.